I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, ready breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
Oh my goodness. How's your coffee over there?
That was a wet one.
That was.
That was good, though.
Sounded a bit squishy.
Squishy.
Just a tad squishy.
But it's delicious. American Proud Roasters coffee.
Is it the delish?
It is the delish.
Sounds
Quite the dish.
It sounds so dumb to say it like that.
I know.
It's
okay.
totes delish.
Oh, McGee.
Good heavens, it's delish. It's so stupid. Anyway.
So,
There's been a lot of stuff and things.
things and stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
So, there was this this Chris guy.
Chris?
Yeah, this Chris guy. He likes to torture us by sending us long ass videos of people talking.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And
This is what happens when you give somebody a little bit of power.
just a little bit of responsibility.
And all of a sudden,
Here we go.
bombardment.
Yeah, well, I'm not that big on playing the video of this because I don't want you guys like dying. But anyway, let's.
So we're gonna listen to it.
We're gonna listen to it and we're gonna talk about it because I think that's what needs to happen.
Is
think
it?
that- yeah.
Is
you
it really what needs to happen?
That's what needs to happen. We're
you
gonna talk.
sure?
Yeah, we're gonna talk through this. That's the only way either of us is gonna survive listening to it. Okay.
All right.
So that's how we're gonna run.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
We heard new testimony yesterday from America's top military officer that the U.S. exit from Afghanistan has opened the door to a resurgence of ISIS and al-Qaeda terrorists.
No duh.
Yeah, it was kind of.
That you didn't have to hear that from anybody else. Duh. You could have seen that.
Ray Charles saw that coming.
Stevie Wonder wrote a song about it.
did.
Okay.
And it featured Prince.
I know.
I was just saying.
NBC News national security and military affairs correspondent Courtney Kuby has the details.
Her name is Kubi.
Yeah, I want to pause here for a second. Remember, now these two people are married.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Joe and Mika.
Joe and Mika? Can you imagine being married
To either of them?
That was question number one. Number two, can you imagine being married to either one of them and then sharing a job?
Oh, no.
That would be just painful.
Nation's top military brass with a stunning warning on the growing terror threat following the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan.
It's a real possibility in a not too distant future, 6, 12, 18, 24, 36 months, that kind of time frame, for reconstitution of al-Qaeda or ISIS.
That
6, 12, 18, 24, 36.
Yeah, I know. It sounded like an auctioneer there for a minute.
Yeah, the resurgence happened.
No, they're talking. No. Yeah, but I mean, the resurgence was.
It happened.
It happened like
a month and a half ago.
It was happening as they announced they were pulling people out of there.
It was happening.
Excuse me, as they were pulling troops out of there.
The moment they figured out Joe Biden was going to be president, they started.
Now's our chance.
We can just gather up here, and when we're ready, we're ready.
Gotta go.
as for a second straight day, Joint Chiefs Chairman General Mark Milley, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, and CENTCOM Commander General Frank McKenzie were grilled over the chaotic exit, leaving Americans and Afghan allies behind, now in danger of Taliban violence.
By the way, that's still about 4,000 people that we have left behind. It's not in the hundreds. It's not the low teens or whatever else. It is in the thousands.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
Frankly, they're being slaughtered right now as we speak with our weapons.
Yep.
Duh.
Our damn equipment.
Yes.
Our allies are being slaughtered.
Milley and
true.
McKenzie
He's
contradicted
mad.
President Biden after the president claimed none of his military advisors had recommended 2,500 troops stay in Afghanistan to avoid a Taliban takeover.
No one said that to me that I can recall.
Not that I can recall.
I can recall.
That's a famous political phrase. Not that I recall.
Nobody said that to me that I can recall. You can't recall what you had for breakfast.
Or lunch.
Or the snack 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. He did remember that somebody, that he had his butt wiped. He did remember that.
He did remember that?
He did remember that.
Okay, and he remembers his favorite ice cream.
Yeah.
Remembers that.
That's about it. He likes tapioca. He knows that. That's about all we know. It's about the only concrete evidence that we have of anything.
And that's usually because he has to take his teeth out first.
God bless his little heart.
Yeah.
God bless him.
I'm just-
Nope, keep going. We got 10 minutes of this.
Recommended that we maintain 2,500 troops in Afghanistan.
Austin was pressed on it today.
What did the president know? Did he forget what was told to him? Or is he not being truthful?
I view that as an inappropriate question, and I won't.
Well, you may, but the American people don't.
Milley was challenged about his...
I'm sorry. What did he know? Did he forget?
Yeah. You can't say that. That's an inappropriate question.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I'm asking you, what did you tell him, sir?
Because again, the key is the American people have questions. They want to know. You work for them.
What did you tell the president, sir?
Makes too much sense, really.
That's what I'm asking you. And without the snarky comment, it's just, no, I'm asking you what you told the president prior to the pullout. Please answer.
Oops, I made a mess. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And if you don't, I'll make sure that you have to answer.
Yeah, right?
Because that's my job.
You think they should make these people answer? Because there's a lot of that. There was a lot of dodging.
Well, they were
like
subpoenaed, so they should be forced to answer.
You would think, yeah. You would think if you're going to...
Instead of just providing a whole bunch of snark.
I've painfully sat through a lot. Like the past
The
2 or 3
C-SPAN
days
stuff
of their
and-
C-SPAN stuff. Yeah. And it's infuriating.
So
It is infuriating. to
Yes.
just listen to these douchebags.
well, it's not. It's also in the local level. Like, if you ever listened to like the local level stuff.
No.
Ooh, buddy.
No, I have
You want to
not.
know how painful that is? Oh.
Is it that bad?
It's like being forced to watch Hillary Clinton take her shirt off.
Ew. No, that's just nasty.
Right?
That's not
Right?
That's not right.
It's dangerous.
I don't want no.
Nobody wants that.
No.
Even Bill Clinton doesn't want that.
He never did.
Exactly. That was political.
Phone call during the Trump administration with a Chinese general who he reportedly told, if we're going to attack, I'm going to call you ahead of time.
I think you articulating that you would tell him, you would give him a call, I think is worthy of your resignation.
I would never tip off any enemy to any kind of surprise thing that we were going to do.
Congresswoman
I was just calling my boyfriend.
No, but
over into Chiners.
But you get what he said. It's documented. He said, I would give you a call. I listened to him try and argue that.
You said it.
He said,
it is with your voice. It is on the...
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like it's the whole thing. All of it.
Yeah.
The whole
You
bit
did
of,
the things.
He's like, well, it's not in the right context. It's not the right...
What's the context?
What context?
Well, sir, here's the entire conversation.
You just told a foreign entity, an enemy, by the way, a foreign entity, that you would call them if they were getting an attack.
By our president.
That's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that you can say. You can try and pull intent and whatever out of your butt all you want to. It's not going to work.
Yeah, you that's called treason.
Pretty much.
That's treason.
That's a bad day for somebody.
and Liz Cheney came to his defense.
For any American to question your loyalty to our nation is despicable. I want to apologize for those members of this committee who've done so.
It is despicable for those soft punks sitting there, a lot of them.
What?
Criticizing a guy who's given his entire life.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Given his entire life.
Joe?
Given his
Morning
entire
Cup of Joe?
His entire life.
Yeah, I agree. Millie did supposedly give his entire life for service of the country. And I'm not worried about that. That's not what I'm concerned about. I'm actually that's great. I'm glad he did that. But in those years of service, how many times did he potentially tip off or try to tip off foreign agencies?
Well, it depends on who was in office. That's not even the point. Who cares how long?
There only needs to be one time that he caught.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Who cares how long he's been there?
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
Sidebar.
Who cares?
Sidebar on this real quick before you get there. I'm sorry. There is a guy who went on and decided to post a video. He was in the military.
Yeah.
He is currently in military jail because he called for the military and the leadership of the military to prove responsibility. He called for them to be accountable.
Weird, isn't it?
To their shit. And that man is put in the brig under investigation. Mind you, there is no charge. There's no actual, he's not being charged with anything. He was stripped of all of his stuff, and now he's put in the brig. That's it. Which means he's in jail for a political cause.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid that if he gets out, that he will talk. Even though he already said that he wasn't going to, he just wanted to make sure that things were going to be accountable. He gave up his position, his rank. He got dishonorably discharged. All of it.
There you go, using that accountable word again.
Because he wants our military and our military leadership to be accountable.
There you go, using that word again.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long somebody has devoted their life to service.
Nope.
Of any kind.
Nope.
Biden has been in politics for almost a half a decade.
Pastors,
not a decade, half a century.
Priests are usually in their 50s by the time they're caught.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't. You can devote all of your life to something. If you're going to turn around and jeopardize it and completely go against literally the oath that you swore,
then you've done.
It doesn't matter how long.
You've just negated all that time.
Yes, everything is a complete waste at that point, and it's all your fault.
You've literally wasted your life at that point. That's what it is.
To this country and dedicated his life to fighting for this country, defending this country, being overseas, being in war zones throughout much of his adult life.
So
to attack him and say he's unpatriotic, it's just grotesque. It is
unpatriotic.
Despicable. It's disgusting.
Why? Hold on. Did y'all or did y'all not do the exact same thing to pretty much anybody on the opposite side?
Yes.
Any of them?
Yes, they did.
So then,
any and all.
But I forgot. It's the left. They can do whatever they want.
Anything you can do, they can do without recourse.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Anything you can do, I can do without getting in trouble.
They can do anything without getting in trouble, but you can't.
It doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
No, but it's fine.
Yeah, this is just incredible. Yeah, it's just despicable to talk bad about somebody who's done all this. And really, is it the fact that you're saying bad words about him, or is it that that he happens to be someone you think did something you thought was right? See, because that's why we have laws. That's why we have rules.
Yeah.
You can have all of those rules in place, and if you're not following them, it doesn't matter about everything else.
Right.
Like that's why you have rules of engagement. That's why you have all of these things. And for a sitting general to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, no, I was good calling, but it's not what I meant." Shut up. The fact that the moment you uttered those words, I'm sorry, you should have been let go so fast. It should
if you served and you're in Congress, all right, you have standing to talk to him. You should be respectful. But of course, I know that's just not possible, unfortunately, these days, even with people who have been trained to know better.
Hold on.
Can I ask a question before you get there? Just 1 second. He is literally staring down at what looks to be a teleprompter.
No.
He's not looking. No, he's not looking at the camera.
That's how he always sits.
Look at his eyes. He's staring, looking down.
Yeah, well, I get it, but that's not the point. He's such an idiot.
Well, yeah.
Like
these are predetermined notes, I think.
It might be. I don't know, but
these were notes written by him. That's potentially, but
maybe. But that's neither here or there. You're going to sit there and it's despicable, and you have devoted his life and blah, 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 blah.
And you of course, you're congressman, and so you have
He has
the right,
to talk with respect.
You have the right to talk to them, but you should talk to him with respect. I'm sorry,
Why?
you don't talk to traitors with respect.
Well, it's not even that. Where does it say that you have to treat someone with respect? Should you possibly treat someone with respect? Absolutely,
Yes,
you should.
generally it should be nice.
You should.
Yeah. Do you have to?
No, especially when someone is sitting there ultimately being, I don't want to say necessarily accused, but definitely questioned on
treason.
Well, on actions that they did.
Yeah. If you have to be accusatory, then you got to be accusatory because they're not going to come otherwise.
Because, I mean, you can't sit here and say that the people, and especially these sitting congressmen, don't have a right to be upset. Because the problem with this whole thing, and I mentioned this to Chris when he said it all, the problem with this whole situation, the whole thing, and I may have mentioned it here before, the problem has nothing to do with whether or not we pulled anybody out of Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the problem. You don't want troops there? Screw it. Don't have troops
That's
there.
fine, no problem.
Don't care. The problem is they pulled all the troops out and went, oh, crap, we've got people still sitting there. What are we going to do?
Uh-oh, scadios.
Nobody bothered for a second to try and pull the people out first and then pull the military out.
Oh, wait.
That is the problem.
Yeah, because they should have done that. That's how they should have done it.
Yes, that the military pulled first and you left all
of our people
behind.
All of them.
And then you're just like, oh, well, I
And then at the end, no. And then at the time of choice, where the Taliban decided that they were going to give you the option because they weren't quite ready to take over the town.
Yeah. You even had a chance.
You had a chance to redeem yourself prior to.
Yeah.
And you didn't take it.
Nope.
You did not take it.
That's ultimately the problem. That's why everybody is pissed off. You want to pull troops out of the Middle East? Fine, whatever. You know, do they need to be there? Probably not. But you know what? They're there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to pull them out, fine. But you take care of your people. You pull all of the stuff out first, the equipment and everything. You get everything out of there. And then you pull the troops.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. James in Louisiana over there on the Twitters. Nope. I don't think Dylan Lyles has ever mentioned this before. Perhaps if he had. I mean,
perhaps if I had, nobody would have listened.
It's so unfortunate.
Speaking of, joining us now, member of the Armed Services and Homeland Security Committees, Democratic Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan. She served as a Middle East analyst for the CIA. And also as acting assistant secretary of defense for international security affairs.
Okay.
Curious, as you heard the testimony, any concerns you have about contradictions in opinion with President Biden about the plans and also the resurgence of ISIS and terrorists?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think after.
Hold on, I'm sorry. And the resurgence of ISIS and terrorism.
Yeah, see,
terrorists.
Joe is having a cup of Joe because it's his name and it's a morning show. I believe it's a morning show. It's a morning,
it is.
And he's
Morning with Joe.
He's having coffee and blah blah blah. And
Mika is not,
and she's still nursing a hangover
from yesterday.
Clearly,
obviously, with her Karen Bob.
After 2 days of talking about this in the Senate and the House, I think what a lot of us are concerned about is sort of the future, right? What's going to happen in Afghanistan, whether al-Qaeda, ISIS are going to be able to reconstitute and project attacks abroad. That's what many of us were asking about. And I think the gentleman who stood in front of us answered those questions honestly, which is painful. Right? It's painful to hear that al-Qaeda and ISIS can reconstitute. But that's where we are. And I think that's what most of my constituents want to know. Are we safer now than we were 20 years ago?
And the answer's no.
No, it's a big fat no.
It's a big fat no.
We never had.
That's not no. The answer's no. No. And no.
Possibly a no.
Also no.
Maybe no.
There might be another no.
Might be. You seemed a bit upset there, bud.
Thanks, Slotkin.
Congresswoman, it's Willie Geist. You did ask that question about tripwires. What would cause those generals that were seated in front of you to go to the White House and say, we need to go back into Afghanistan in some way because ISIS-K and al-Qaeda have reconstituted? General Milley told you.
Special K.
Really? That you
can't.
interrupted the insanity
Yes.
for that?
Yes.
Okay.
ISIS is like COVID. ISIS is ISIS is ISIS.
It is.
COVID is COVID is COVID.
Mm-hmm.
ISIS is not COVID, but COVID is COVID, and ISIS is ISIS. There is no COVID lambda, delta, umlau, mu.
Lambda chi.
There is, exactly. There's no lambda. There's no omega mu. It's just COVID. There is no K. Some special K.
Well, no, there is. Remember, there's so many different versions of them now. They have to be specific. So they had to designate that one ISIS-K.
There is no ISIS-K.
There is. It is there. ISIS-K.
ISIS-Kabul?
Yes.
It's still just ISIS.
Yeah, but they have to be specific. That's how bad this has gotten. And
There's so many of them. We have to designate which section these people are part of. No, they're all part of the same damn group.
Yesterday that they could do so within 6 months, that they could be back to having a capability to strike the United States. So what did you take away? What should Americans know about maybe the United States does have to go back into Afghanistan in some fashion? And how do you square that with the request by those generals to have 2,500 troops in Afghanistan? Joe Biden didn't listen to them, as we've learned this week. The president said he never.
Wait a second.
Joe didn't listen?
He never heard?
Are you serious? That's weird.
Heard that advice. Obviously, they gave it to him. How do you square the fact that the generals wanted troops there to prevent the kind of thing that General Milley says now could happen within 6 months?
Well, listen, I think if you ask most Americans, whether they're Democrat or Republican, after 20 years of war, should we come out? The answer is yes. I think
What does that matter?
It doesn't. We're just really tired of war.
Are you trying to... Nobody wants war, especially in something that you don't have an
Hell.
end... You don't have a...
Hell.
No, nobody likes war.
Some people want war.
Yes, but I'm saying in general.
Right.
The people she's
the
she's
generals,
referring to, she don't like... she's
want
right,
war,
doesn't
yeah.
want war.
Right.
But you can't sit here and go, well, it's a Republican and Democrat. You can ask them both. No, just ask normal people. Nobody
Ask
likes
everyone.
war. War sucks. Nobody wants to go to war, but you do what you have to do. Now, here's the deal. If they are so worried and everything else, well, there's a possible resurgence now of Afghanistan and people. So then why did you pull everybody out? Like, seriously, why did you pull out then? If you getting this information, if you were under this impression that, oh, well, it could go bad and blah, 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 we need to pull everybody out now and then go, oops, there might be a resurgence. And even he sat there. It could be 24, 12, 13 months, whatever. Well, if you knew that. Yeah. If you knew this, then why in the hell did you not argue it any further with the president? Be like, hey, dude, it's going to be bad if you pull these guys out.
Like right now, it's going to be really bad. You probably should.
If you're worried, because that's the whole point. They come back to, well, we're worried about a resurgence of possible terrorist attacks being done over here because they've now organized and stuff over there. Then why did you bother pulling out? Why did you make a big damn deal about it?
I think we have a solution. We have a solution to this.
Aside from the fact that you got to stop calling it a war. It never was a war.
No, we have a solution.
So we're clear.
Let's make sure to secure the border completely. We ban all inbound flights from any Islamic countries or transfers from Islamic countries.
You can't do that.
Why not?
Because Trump did that, remember?
Yeah, but if Biden does it, nobody's going to say anything.
Yeah, but Trump did it, and Trump was a bad guy.
Right, but it was because of terrorism and specific terrorist activities.
Biden and all of them were arguing against it. Do you really think that they're going to have the balls to do it right this time around? Especially considering that Trump did it first?
No. They've never done it right in the first place. That's not the point. I'm just saying, we have a rule book, we have a playbook, we have a guide on how to stop this shit from happening in America if we want it.
Yeah, but they don't want it.
They just want to talk about it.
They do. Because
they want to talk about not wanting it to happen, and then when it happens, they're going to tell you, oh, how compassionate they were. about all the things because they knew that it was going to happen, but they were just trying to make everybody feel better.
Yeah. It's all about the feels, man. It's all about the feels.
Big Farmer Steve. ISIS K. Is it like diet ISIS? Just 1 calorie? Not ISIS enough? Then he used the Dr. Evil reference.
Mojo Buckeye over there. Why is it called ISIS K? Is ISIS like Fast and Furious and keeps going and gets more ridiculous?
Yes.
Yeah. Sadly.
Yeah. Maybe if they gave advice about ice cream, he might have listened.
It might have, yeah.
I agree.
If only he knew. Oh.
Ay, 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 ay. Oh, thank you, Chris. I'll tell you at the break.
Oh.
After the break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, Mojo Fish.
Special K! Original flavor. You didn't even choose the strawberry?
It's bad that they have to actually announce it as original flavor.
It has no flavor.
Yeah, it didn't have flavor in the first place.
It's original cardboard.
It's called Sin in a Box.
It's tasteless and void of all things.
God himself was like, what the hell was I thinking?
Why'd you guys do this?
Why did I allow you to do this? Jackasses.
It's terrible.
This is Defenders Live.
Dang it, Chris, over there on the Twitters. Don't forget, we need to wake up Green Day tomorrow.
Why? I don't get it.
Because they asked for it. Wake me up.
Oh, yeah.
When September ends.
Yeah, I remember now.
Really?
I got it now. I
Okay.
got it.
You
I
good?
got it.
Are you
I got
fine now?
it.
Right?
I got it.
Are you good?
Jackass. Just a giant jackass. That's all you are. That's all you are.
Tomorrow afternoon, wake up Green Day.
Oblivion Flickering over on Twitter. Nobody likes war. Somebody better send a memo to the Taliban.
No, nobody's sane.
Talking about Special K, Jason, Louisiana. A few ounces of lead strategically inserted can remove pounds of weight.
It's very true.
It does. It helps push the poo out.
Sure.
Which sounds nasty when you say it like that.
Yeah. Speaking of poo, former Secretary of State, the Hillary Clintons.
Oh, good.
She said that the GOP has failed to, quote, respect the rule of law. And that she would absolutely eliminate the filibuster.
You know what else? You know what else she said? I have no idea what the hell irony is. Can someone please explain that one to me?
No, not at all. See, Clinton, who lost the 2016 presidential election to Donald Trump, previously served as first lady. That's not a serve. You don't serve as the first lady.
No, you're kind of, that's...
You just are.
You are. Yeah, it doesn't... There's no service.
You're not
elected to the position
you
of
didn't
first
get elected
lady.
there. You just happen to be married to the guy that got elected. You have no place in the government. It's...
Did you think this is like prom queen and king?
Yeah, that's what she thought. That's what she thought.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
because she's a moron.
And as a senator for New York's from New York, that whole thing there. She made comments during an interview with Jennifer Senior of The Atlantic. Referring to the 2020 presidential election, Clinton said that, quote, the Republican Party was shocked that it lost because they never thought that they would lose by such narrow margins. And we know, accurately and legitimately, in places like Georgia and Arizona. The places that you literally can't get a proper vote count. And because Arizona came out and they did the audit.
Yeah, I know.
Did you hear about the results of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like 60,000 votes.
Something like that.
Probably more. I can't remember exactly. But 60,000 votes that cannot be confirmed.
Weird, isn't it?
Cannot.
It's not won't be. It's not. It
cannot.
Cannot.
They weren't backed up on the server. There's no information about them other than the digital copy. They have no hard copy proof.
There was also, and I don't have the number, but there was also a sizable amount of proof of ones that had been deleted.
Right, deleted and or edited.
Yep. But no, this whole election was completely on the up and up.
All on the up and up, no problems
Totally.
whatsoever. Oh, by the way, that whole point of fact that they can't hack into the election voting machines?
Yeah.
Because they're not hooked up to the internet, right?
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Well, they are. It's just they don't produce signal, but only every few hours.
Oh.
So if you know when they're going to actually connect to the internet, you could easily hack them and then recycle the system within that time frame, and nobody would know the difference. That's how you would get like random vote counts shoot up into the thousands of additional votes for some
Weird.
Yeah, it's odd how that happens, but they actually there was a person on the left who's a journalist. Or not a excuse me, they're not a journalist. They're a person on the left, but they're a technology guy. Okay. And they went to a technology institute and they asked them to, hey, let's hack it. Let's hack this to show how easy it is.
Yeah. And ta-da!
5 minutes later, not only were they able to hack it, but they were able to get all the information about it. They were able to easily, manually flip numbers back and forth without any notice or any notification or anything.
Wow.
Within minutes.
Who's shocked? Anybody shocked by that?
Yeah. By the way, that was before the 2020 election. That video is before the 2020 election.
But, there's nothing to worry about.
Right.
Everything's completely on the up and up.
Yeah, because they did that because Trump won the first time. That's why the guy did it.
Just AD make a good point talking about Hillary Clinton. Served as first lady. She wasn't even the one serving the president. Hey-o.
Oh.
That's good.
You're very good. Very good there.
Be from the SCV. So the first lady is like slavery. No choice. Technically.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
I mean, you could be the first mistress if you want to be.
It's a slug over there. Can you imagine how crazy elections would be if we had to elect the first lady?
Yeah.
That would be insane.
That'd be horrible.
That'd be traumatic.
Horrible. First lady was the new VP.
Oh,
we already did. It got Kamala Harris.
Oh, nasty.
Ew.
Mojo Buckeye. Wait, Hillary's still around? I thought by now she would have went back to her realm with the flying monkeys looking for red shoes.
No,
she's got to wait for the alignment of the stars so that way she can transform, go back to that realm of.
Yeah, you can't.
The nether realm.
See, the thing is about ripping a hole in time and space, it takes
a lot
of prep.
A lot
of prep.
And energy.
Yeah. You need everything to align properly for that to happen.
Yeah.
And it just takes so long.
It does. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Specifically, Mars has to retrograde to Uranus.
And that's a weird retrograde, too.
It is. It's very weird.
It's time consuming, slightly painful.
Yep.
But I hear it's worth it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
so she goes through and she's talking about the GOP's attempt to suppress the votes on steroids and aims to provide legislative power to basically throw an election if it doesn't go their way. That's what she wants. That's what she says that the Republicans want.
Wait, what? Say that again. I'm sorry.
She said that
she's saying it. I kept hearing her screeching in my ear.
The GOP will attempt to, quote, suppress votes on steroids and aim to, quote, provide legislatures the power to basically throw elections if they don't go their way. I've never seen that from the Republicans before.
No, I haven't either. And might I add, that is actually an ability. If an election is found to be fraudulent,
then you do have the active ability to
throw it out.
Yeah, and throw it the other way. Hey, this guy cheated.
Or at the very least, throw it out and start again.
It's like, hey, this person cheated.
You know? That's the kind of stuff you have to do. We as the people have that right.
We have
the ability, the power to make this stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
Except we don't now. Because we have literally castrated ourselves.
Right.
We're impotent with this because we have now taken the power that we've had, and we've handed it to people. Whether through honest, genuine trust or just for the fact of, well, it doesn't matter. I'm lazy and I don't want to do this. And he says he'll do it. So fine, what the hell ever do it.
Right.
And we have been betrayed by these people. And we have gotten ourselves into a point where if we don't stop it, it's going to get very bad. Every single bit of freedom we have will be gone.
Yeah,
Mark my words.
It will be crushed.
Having said that, though, in order to fix it requires a lot of work and fighting and difficulty along the way, and nobody wants to do it.
And remember, this has been happening over the past, 150 years now?
Give or
take. Give or take. And it's been small changes over the past 150 years. And to fix it, if we want to fix it quickly,
it's going to take a long time.
It's going to hurt.
Well, even if we do it,
it's like, okay, all right. No,
you're right.
Here, I'm going to equate it to something a little bit simpler, all right? Let's say you want to lose weight and you want to get better sleep and you want to be happier generally.
Okay. You could take meth.
No, that's not going to get you sleep.
It will when you come down.
But you're also
sleep for like 4 or 5 days.
You'll also lose your teeth. You're not going to be happy.
But you lose weight.
But you're not going to be happy.
You will when you're high. Do you not see this? It has it all there. You didn't say you had it all at one time.
I'm talking about all at once.
Oh, all at one moment?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't happen.
Yeah. So if you want that, you have to do simple things, small things. Change them piece by piece, because if you try to change too many things at once, what's going to happen is you're going to quit. It's going to explode in your face. It's like, I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, how about you start here? Don't eat any snacks or don't eat anything after a certain time.
Yeah, or try to detox it a little bit with something.
Do like a nice hot tea at the end of the night. And don't eat anything after like 8 p.m. Don't snack and munch on sweets.
Shut up. Stop looking at me when you say
I'm
this.
not looking at you. I'm looking at the screens.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? All right?
If you say so.
Maybe eat one less bag of fries during the week.
Now you're asking an awful lot.
It's small stuff. One coffee. And by coffee, I mean the Starbucks bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's with all the sugar in it now.
Yeah, the ones with the Mocha Choco Frappuccino.
Yeah, that could be a change right there. How about you
move
to black coffee?
Yeah, move to black coffee. Okay, move to black coffee. Don't buy coffee from a coffee shop anymore.
No.
Okay,
get your coffee at AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Yeah, you buy it in bulk. You make it at home. You save money. That means you don't spend $5 to $7 a day on coffee.
Yeah.
Instead, you're paying like 45 cents a day.
Yeah, we got it.
It's not bad. No. So you're saving money, and you're also having less sugar, less whatever. Immediately, you're not going to find a result. But 2-3 years from down the road, if you keep on doing those things and you don't give up on them, you will see a change.
Yep. And that's the problem is America is going to have to do a lot of hard changes.
We're going to have to do things that are going to be abrupt. Like immediate changes. Like if you let it go too far, you get super overweight, super unhappy, and then you have to go on like a celery diet.
Or go for lipo.
Or go for lipo. You have to do serious things, cut off half your body, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody wants to do that. That's hard.
Yeah. It sucks.
You either do it incrementally over time, and that'll take the next 150 years as long as we don't get in the way of ourselves, or we have to do immediate chop that shit off.
It's gone.
Hey, look, you don't have any legs anymore.
Who needs legs?
Now you weigh 40 pounds less. Good job.
Who needs legs?
Right, the government doesn't. Asked if she would get rid of the filibuster, Clinton responded, yes.
Of course she would.
Absolutely. Claiming that the GOP, quote, does not respect the rule of law, does not even respect the process unless it works for them. Witness what they did to Merrick Garland when President Obama has every right to appoint a Supreme Court justice. To Merrick Garland?
Yeah.
What happened to Merrick Garland?
They did. That's the same thing.
Same thing that everyone does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they did the same political move that every person does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she wants to get rid of the filibuster.
Again,
because the GOP.
But they're in power.
Right.
They're in power now, so now's their chance to slam the door and to put the last nail in the coffin to seal it up forever. So that way they remain in power. They have everything that they want as they want, and there's no way that anyone will ever be able to come back behind them and change it.
Yeah, because it just happened to be, there's this thing that happened in 1964. I don't know if you know about it. Have you ever heard? You hear
the summer of '64? No, escaped my.
Didn't have. Yeah, there was this act that got passed, a bill that got passed in 1964.
Civil Rights Act, I believe, wouldn't it? Isn't
Yeah,
that what you're talking about?
That would be correct.
That would be what I'm talking about.
The Civil Rights Act, 1964. Did you know that they actually have a Guinness record for the Civil Rights Act?
Do they really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
You don't say.
Do you know what it's about?
Not really.
It's about the filibuster that happened against the Civil Rights Act.
I know they didn't like it. There was a lot of people who were not happy about it.
Yeah, Democrats specifically in the Senate held a 57-day filibuster.
57-day.
57-day filibuster against the Civil Rights Act in 1964. You know that guy, that one guy, he was a senator for ever? For almost 90 years or something, it seemed like.
It's for all of eternity.
Robert Byrd.
I hated that man.
That guy from West Virginia.
Horrible man.
Yeah.
Horrible man. Part of the Klan and everything.
Yeah. He literally stood up for 24 hours and 8 minutes speaking.
Wow.
For that filibuster.
Well, that's no surprise. I mean,
for that.
He's a douche. He was part of the Klan. Of course he didn't want black people to have rights. I like being able to manipulate them. I don't want them soiling my bathrooms.
Right. But that's the thing. Come on. And now, in this day and age, in 2021, where the filibuster for Republicans is one rarely used.
Yeah.
And two, only used when really stupid crap comes down the line.
Yeah. And I could be wrong.
And they've only lasted for a day max.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't the last one, and I could be wrong, but I think the last one I remember of was Ted Cruz.
It was Ted Cruz.
Where you read Green Eggs and Ham?
And Rand Paul.
Yeah. He read Green Eggs and Ham. I remember.
It was only three people total that did that.
That's so funny.
And they just stood up there and talked. They were like, you can't just speak gibberish. And they're like, yes, I can.
My point, I could stand here until I walk away and rescind my time. I could do whatever the hell I want to.
I can literally read a book to you. I don't care.
I think it's funny.
The filibuster is literally hot air.
Yeah. It's just meant to keep, but again, it's
meant to delay.
It's meant to delay and to make, things change. But the fact of the matter is, she wants it gone because why? You have a Democratic president. You have control, not full control, but you have a majority control over, House and the Senate.
Yeah.
now is the time to get rid of it all, to make sure that there is no way but their way.
But see, here's the thing. At this current moment, it takes 60 senators to overcome a filibuster.
Mhm.
So if somebody starts a filibuster and they don't stop or things swap out,
Yeah.
and they don't have 60 senators to say, no, we're done with this, they can't stop it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
And right now we have a 49-50 or 49-51 split or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm aware.
So there's no way for them to stop it.
No.
And that's why they're pissy.
Yeah. Again, they want the ability to shut the door
behind them,
to seal their power in, make sure that nobody else has a say in anything whatsoever. Because why should you be allowed to speak? Why should you have a right to anything?
Probably because you shouldn't.
Because you shouldn't.
Because you shouldn't.
But they want you to. Doesn't it make you happy?
So exciting. So exciting. B from the SAV at Stephen Airy says, no snacking as I am munching on junk food. Is that DOA show accessing my phone?
Maybe. Maybe.
No. I was just specifically mentioning if you want to lose weight. If you don't want to lose weight, keep munching, dude.
Someone's paying attention.
Don't care. It's your own body. It's how you want to live, dude. If you're happy, it's all good. But if you're not, then change things. That's all I'm saying. So for the first time in its life, 168 years, an iconic American firearms manufacturer,
it's a long time,
has decided to relocate.
Good.
In a news release on Thursday, Smith & Wesson gunmaker announced that it has finalized plans to leave Massachusetts.
Good.
And relocate to Maryville, Tennessee.
Get the hell out of Dodge.
In 2023.
Good.
Citing the state's, quote, unwavering support for the Second Amendment.
Good.
Isn't it, though?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, the president and CEO, Mark Smith, characterized the decision as, quote, an extremely difficult and emotional one, but one his team felt like they needed to make due to the newly proposed legislation in Massachusetts that would, if enacted, prohibit the company from manufacturing semi-automatic weapons in the state at all. So literally their entire line.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's
other than the revolver.
Smith & Wesson doesn't... Well, I mean, they kind of do, but nobody really uses... If you use a revolver nowadays... Most people do it because it either
exposition shooting.
I was gonna say it's all for practicing and quick draw and taking it to the range, and it's cool to have a revolver. You play like a cowboy, that kind of thing. But in my humble opinion,
right,
the idea of having a revolver for defense, I wouldn't.
6 shots, you gotta know.
You better be damn good with them.
5 shots, 6 shots. Meh.
Yeah, you better be good as aim for sure.
Or at least have the quick change.
Yeah, right.
Cartridge.
I believe those are illegal.
No,
I know what you're talking about. I believe those are illegal.
No.
I believe so.
You can't get quick changes anymore?
I believe so. Don't quote me, but I believe so.
Because they had them with the little buttons so they can press in and you just and go.
Yeah. I don't know. I believe. I don't know. I could be wrong. But whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, for the continued health and strength of our iconic company, we feel that we have been left with no alternative. He continued on saying that these bills would prevent Smith & Wesson from manufacturing firearms that are legal in almost every state in America, and that are safely used by tens of millions of law-abiding citizens every day, exercising their constitutional Second Amendment rights, protecting themselves and their families, and enjoying shooting sports.
Why would you shoot sports? I mean, I know that the commercials are getting irritating, but you don't shoot sports. That's a little aggressive, I think.
The sport of shooting.
Oh. You got to word that out a little bit.
Well,
better.
that's how they worded it.
Yeah, I got that, but you could have.
No, I'm not. No
inflections or something. You don't shoot sports.
I didn't say shoot sports. I said shooting sports.
Yeah, enjoy shooting sports.
Enjoying the shooting sports.
There you go. That makes sense.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't. You said enjoying shooting sports.
I had the thee.
I did not hear a thee.
I had the thee.
I heard enjoyed shooting
Whatever.
sports.
I had the thee.
It's like, how do you do that? That's like a whole club. How do you just take out a whole sector?
I mean, you could have been like
genocidal, sir. That's not appropriate.
You could have been like that Bernie Sanders follower.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Nothing really happened to that guy.
No, it didn't. It's really weird. Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter. A couple of observations. First, I'm going to mention again that we had a state senator who sued God that on the floor of the unicameral. What the hell?
Unicameral.
Okay. I don't know what that is. Saying Henry VIII over and over again for a filibuster against a fetal assistance bill, I think.
Henry VIII, I am.
Oh, I meant Henry VIII, I am. Love it.
I would do that, I think.
I would.
I don't think I would. No. You know what I would do?
Okay.
No. You know what song I would do?
No.
The Barney song.
I love you.
Yes. That one.
So okay. I'm assuming I'm not in the political sphere like that, so I don't know. But I would assume that filibusters don't just necessarily happen. Your party is going to pretty much kind of plan it out in advance. Like, hey, if this is going to go and this is going to happen, we're going to filibuster.
Yes.
Right?
Usually.
How funny would it be if it was me, if I was there, I would be trying to do, reenact the entire West Side Story from beginning to end. and try and get other congressmen and senators to
involve.
About
like the knife battles.
The whole thing, beginning to end. And then as soon as it's done, you move into something like Cats, Chicago.
No. So literally it goes from this, and then somebody in the back of the crowd goes.
I would try to do all kinds of different plays and different ones just to be irritating, just to dig. And now
he had it coming.
And now the entire Tolkien story, starting with The Hobbit, and we will.
Oh God. Now the entire encyclopedia of Sherlock Holmes.
By the time we're done, we're going to reenact the Silmarillion and everything. It's going to be great.
Do you want to see how Smaug interacted with the Hobbit? Because I am going to show you how Smaug interacted with the Hobbit.
You're going to feel it like deep down.
It's going to be so much better than Cumberbatch.
It was horrible reading that. I'm sorry. He played it great. His reading of it was horrible.
I think it was kind of, the enactment that he did, like the physicalities that he did that they put into the CG and all. Yeah, he did great. But yeah.
He's not a reader.
No.
He's not a good reader.
No.
So like, please stop.
Please.
This is just stop.
The nicest thing. Screw West Side Story. Go through all the episodes of The Office.
Oh, I know. No, but that's what I'm saying. You pick different things. You could do West Side Story. You could do The Office. And you actually get other congressmen and senators
to play the parts.
To play parts with you. Even maybe arrange certain things so it feels like The Office.
No, you got to do it even better, because what you have to do is you have to actually have everybody have the scripts on hand, so it makes it look even worse. They're reading it on time, like on the fly. And so with the reaction and everything that happens,
everything.
And
yes.
It'd be so good.
It'd be fantastic, really.
It'd be amazing.
I'd watch it. I think it'd be great.
I'd print out 50 copies just so of everything.
Here, everybody, follow along.
And I would highlight the individual parts.
Yes.
Just for this. I think they should do this.
Ted,
If you're listening.
No, it'd be like, Ted, Mr. Cruz, would you be willing to play the part of Andy?
Yeah, we need you as Andy.
Please. It'd be fantastic if you could do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Miss Pelosi, would you please play Jan?
Pelosi's not going to jump into it.
Oh, no, she wouldn't, but it'd be funnier than hell to ask, would it?
Yeah, Pelosi, can you just stand over there and look mean? Good job.
That's totally.
Keep going.
Wow, it's like she's a natural.
She's so good.
It's like she's done this before.
Yeah, you know what else is so good?
American Pride Roasters coffee from AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Historically great coffee, guaranteed to make you swallow every single time you put it into your mouth. This country is going to hell, and it's just a crazy ride. You might as well have a great cup of coffee to go with it.
Darn right.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com is where you go to get yours. AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
You can also go to Mojo50.com. That's where you can find all the radio hosts on the Mojo50 Radio Network, as well as all their schedules and a list of where you can listen. Speaking of where you can listen, you can find that on the iHeartRadio app. Hit the Mojo50 radio button for 24/7 free speech talk.
Go to our website, doaeshow.com. Check out the archives, become a defender with us, all that fun jazz. Follow us on all of the social medias at DOAE Show. We'll be right back. Kind of let that one drag there.
That was pretty close.
Wasn't even paying attention. It's like, oh, shit.
The music was on. You still weren't paying attention.
No, I was half reading and
doing whatever, and
I was trying to read those things, and it's I wonder if Cory Booker would play Stanley. That would be funny. I mean, they wouldn't, but Unicamerala is in Nebraska's legislature. Oh, okay. So let's just hints the name. Oh, okay, gotcha. I did not know that. Please. Thank God tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah. You can't ask good things from Democrats. That's just not going to happen.
Ask anything.
Right. You just can't do it. I mean, it's not good. Oh, they could have Larry Elder join in. Just have him come on and he can play that guy. He could play Stan. It'd be good. Oh. Let's see here. Yes, sir, Moneypenny. No, I said, yeah, throw Larry Elder in there to be Stan.
Well, no, you can't.
Why not?
Larry Elder's running for governor.
Yeah, but he can just jump in.
Not in a filibuster in Congress or the Senate.
I mean, it's a guest host.
He's a guest writer.
He's a guest host.
It doesn't work that way.
I know. Wow, there's a bunch of creepy people. These are our senators.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't winning any beauty contests. That's for damn sure.
Some of these faces are pretty jarring, I'm just saying.
Just a teensy-weensy little bit.
There you go, Tim Scott.
The Gums himself. He looks like a horse. I'm sorry. He does. That upper lip, the way it comes up like that, it's a horse.
I mean, I've seen people that have that problem. Ay. Lisa Murkowski?
Not Lisa Murkowski.
Murkowski?
Not the Lisa Murkowski.
Powder Puff himself. Great.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, ready, breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
Boom. Hey. And we're back.
Yeah, we are.
So there we go.
Hey.
Group representing local school board says the federal government should review violence and threats involving schools to see if they violate federal statutes about domestic terrorism and hate crimes amid ongoing tension and anger about COVID-19 policies. Because one definitely has to do with the other.
No, they don't.
No, they absolutely don't. In reality, they do not.
They know.
But you know what they're going to do, what they're trying to do with that for. Anybody who argues, who fights, who says no, who even makes a scene about it anywhere in or near a school.
Terrorism!
You're going to be labeled a terrorist.
Yeah, that means parents are going to be labeled terrorists for trying to protect their kids.
Yeah, the National School Boards Association says statutes like Gun-Free Zones Act and the USA Patriot Act, a law passed shortly after September 11th, the attacks at the World Trade Center, Pentagon, blah, blah, designed to halt terrorism, because that's what you can do.
Yeah, you can halt it.
Should be enforced if necessary against crimes and acts of violence targeting K through 12 officials.
You know, I always, whenever somebody says halt, I mean, obviously it means stop, but isn't also like, halt is kind of like a temporary thing. It's like, wait.
Yeah, hang up a second and just verify something and then move on.
Right. It's a pause. It's not a stop, it's a pause.
The school boards group, which cited several newspaper articles about angry demonstrations at school board meetings and other incidences around the country, also told Biden that the U.S. Postal Service should intervene against cyberbullying and threatening letters that have targeted students, teachers, administrators, and others.
Can you read that last sentence again? Because there's something in there that didn't make sense.
It doesn't?
Just slightly slower.
How about
just a hair.
the school boards group?
Okay.
Cited several newspaper articles about angry demonstrations at school board meetings.
Okay.
And other incidences around the country.
Okay.
Also told Biden that the U.S. Postal Service should intervene against cyberbullying and threatening letters that have targeted students, teachers, administrators, and others.
That's what I thought you said. That's what I thought.
The post office.
Can I? Is the post office an
email service?
A protection agency?
Well, not even that. The U.S. Postal Service does what? Does it bring you your email?
No.
They don't do anything electronic
mail.
at all.
Yeah, but no. Are they I don't know, a public service as far as, emergency services like the police or investigative services,
EMS and things like that? No, they're not.
Are they anything? Do they have anything to do with law?
No.
Do they have anything to do with making sure that the law isn't broken?
No.
Do they have anything to do with?
I'm going to stop you there. No. And
Even
no.
How?
No.
What about
no?
Even
absolutely not.
But what about
No,
that one?
hell no.
So what you're saying is the U.S. Postal Service does postage.
It is in the name. Yeah. Ironically enough, I know. It's a little weird.
Like they're
hard
named
for
for
people
what
to
they do.
realize that. Yeah.
They're named for what they do.
It is. They absolutely are. It's a problem I had when I used to work at Just Tires when it first started. Because all they did was Just Tires and people kept asking for inspections and oil changes.
So it's in the name, guys.
It is in the name. Now, the funny, ironic part about it is as time has gone on, they've flipped, and so now they do everything but tires. Basically.
We're Just Tires. Do you have tires?
They still sell
Actually,
tires.
we're out.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. We can order you some, have them tomorrow. Do you need an oil change? That's how it goes now. But anyway.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But that's the way they're trying to go at it, as I mentioned a second ago. They want this to be set up as a terrorist act because and I know you've seen it one way or another. If you have any sort of social media at all, you have anything that has any kind of video, you've had to have come across at least one where somebody stood up in a school board meeting and called out these people. In one way or another, called them on their BS, called them on the fact that they're lying, called them on their taking, stipends to try and sway the numbers and everything else.
Right.
All of that jazz.
And they don't want that.
And they don't want that.
No.
They want to be left alone. So they want it to be turned into a spot to where possibly it gets hit as terrorism now, so you can't stand up or will be too afraid to stand up and say what is need to be said.
That's very true. Slug over there on the Twitters. The post office doesn't read the mail. It delivers it.
It does.
Well, I mean, that's a question to ask Peter.
That would be the Seraphine.
Yeah.
Liberty Lighthouse.
Yeah, that guy.
Check him out. Quote, these threats or actual acts of violence against our school districts are impacting the delivery of educational services to students and families. I'm going to stop there for a second because the rest of it's not important. Now...
you paused yourself.
I know. I did. So, I've seen a boatload of movies, videos, recordings, what have you,
things and stuff,
people and stuff and things of people standing up, calling out these school boards, saying enough is enough, and doing what their God-given right is to do, which is free speech and the ability to call out somebody when they're doing something wrong, especially when they've been put in a position over their children or what have you. I've never, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm this is a genuine thing. Please, I don't care. Send me the articles, show it to me. What actual, and that's I'm quoting from that quote.
Sure.
These threats or actual acts of violence against our school districts. Name one actual act of violence against a school district in anywhere in the country. I'm honest to God, I've never heard of anything. Have I heard people and parents standing up saying enough is enough and I'm not going to take this crap?
I mean, you're not talking about the kids shooting up schools. You're talking about from the parent side.
This is parents.
Yeah.
This has to do is you can't argue with the school boards anymore about implementing and the things that they do when it comes to the whole COVID.
Well,
you can't.
You too.
But that's what they're trying to do. And they want it to be deemed where if you do now, you'll be labeled as a terrorist. So my question is, I get threats, people, but their threats that they're throwing out there too is you need to be removed. If you're not, we will have you removed. You won't be in office anymore. We'll do what our civic duty is and we'll have you gone, whatever.
Right.
Okay. I've never heard of a single actual act of violence. Again, I'm willing to read it if there's something there. But I haven't heard of anything.
Right.
So how are you going to sit here and throw that out there, except for the fact that you're being misleading and you're a devious douchebag?
Yeah.
Yeah. The letter was signed by the NSBA president, Viola M. Garcia, and an interim executive director and CEO, Chip Slavin. Chip.
Slavin.
Just anybody named Chip you can't take seriously. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he probably lives pretty slovenly.
Why can't you just go by Chuck or Charles? Chip? Really? Every time I hear the name Chip, I keep thinking of like an 8-year-old boy. I do. Come on, Chip. Like, I get that. You're an adult now. I'm sorry.
Your name is no longer Chip.
You're not Chip.
You're only Chip to your dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you are the Chip off the block.
Yeah, you're not Chip as in, shut up.
Unless they actually named you Chip, and at which time I am so sorry.
Yeah, right? Asked by Education Week whether his group thought arrests and charges by local law enforcement was an insufficient response to the situation, Slavin said that, quote, the safety and deterrence are the NSBA's main goals of seeking federal assistance. The circumstances call for a coordinated response at the local, state, and federal levels to ensure school officials can focus on their jobs of indoctrinating your children.
Mm-hmm.
These incidents,
that's their job.
It is.
That is their job.
To indoctrinate your children.
Right.
Quote, these incidences are beyond random acts. You're right, because you guys are doing this.
It's not random at all.
You guys have done this, and people are specifically pissed off.
Yeah.
Quote, continuing on, quote, what we are now seeing is a pattern of threats and violence occurring across state lines and via online platforms, which is why we need the federal government's assistance.
No, the answer is no.
No.
So, funny thing.
Is it really funny?
No, well, Slug over there, making sure that we had that. And then we also got a direct message from some folks letting us know that not only does the post office not read the mail,
okay,
so that they would not be able to protect anybody from this. Like if it came via mail, they wouldn't be able to help you.
Yeah.
But also,
that's actually a federal offense.
Yeah, they
to
can
read someone else's mail.
Yeah. People spend 8 hours listening about all the things that could be dragged that could make you get dragged off to jail as a postal employee. 8 hours. This was one of them. Reading mail.
Yeah.
Opening the mail.
That's kind of like number one, isn't it?
It's the number one thing. Hey, you're meant to deliver.
It's not yours.
It's not yours. Don't open it. Never touch it. You pick it up, you put it in the thing, don't open it.
Yeah, that's about as far as
it's the transporter.
Yeah.
Don't open the package.
In response to a question about NSBA's letter at a Thursday press conference, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki called the targeting of school board officials, quote, horrible, and said that the administration is exploring options concerning the situation. But she indicated that local law enforcement bore a lot of the responsibility for ensuring the safety of school board members and others.
And they're fine. Like, the school board's fine. Nobody's ever attacked the school board. Ever.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anybody.
Ever. They've yelled at them.
There might have been some threats.
There might have been threats, but they've told them off and they've yelled at them. But it's the funny thing. Like, those school boards, technically, if you're a parent of a child that goes to school in your district, you are allowed always to be there unless some legal force is being applied.
Toby McAvoy over on Twitter. Apparently the chip thing is stuck a nerve. Toby McAvoy, 30 years ago, I worked with a man whose first name was Raymond, but he chose to have us refer to him by his nickname, Chips. Yes, with the S. See, I'm okay with that. Chips.
That means he's
a snacking guy.
He likes to snack.
He likes his chips.
He was a snacker.
Of course, watch him tweet back here in a minute. No, he was a vegetarian or something weird like that.
He liked veggie chips. 30 years ago, he made his own veggie chips.
He had endometriosis or some shit like that. He couldn't actually eat it. I don't know. Adam W. Johnson, one of my former stepmothers, had a half-brother who went by Chip. Apparently is also short for Kevin. And he was an 8-year-old boy when I met him.
Good.
Actually, I think Chip is universal.
I think, Chip is just Chip.
It just, it'll be flickering. Hey, Chip, you want to play jacks with me and Ernie? Hey, come on, Chip. Let's go play.
Let's play, Chip. Yeah.
See, and this is where it comes from. The request to help from Washington is the latest signal that educational groups are deeply concerned about backlash to policies like mask mandates and mandatory COVID-19 quarantines that schools have implemented early this school year. As principals, school boards, and the other 12 through K officials have faced anger and sometimes worse in their communities. Feud over masks in particular has become a national political issue. The Biden administration has launched civil rights probes into state bans on local school mask mandates and has repurposed a school safety grant program to help offset the penalties imposed on districts that defy state bans such as mandates.
Wow.
So not only is, they're going to make sure you get paid for it. You're going to be forced into this one way or another.
And you're going to pay for it too.
But it's all a suggestion. It's for your safety.
Right.
It's for your safety.
It's for your safety.
We're not going to force you to do anything.
This is all just for your safety.
It's not. We're not forcing you into anything. Remember that. We're gonna save that for last.
Oh, but it ties in.
I know, but we're saving it for last because that's too funny.
Come on.
I want to end on a note. We might like the last.
Oh,
I can't. It's too good to do now. It's too good. Like seriously, think about it. If we do it now, then how do you follow that? Genuinely,
yeah.
With the stack that we have, how do you follow that?
That's true.
And as much as we could have fun with that, I doubt we could do 30 solid minutes of it.
What?
I don't think so, because we'll be laughing. Can't. Anyway.
Come on. All right. How about that? There we go here. Yeah.
Biden administration announced new restrictions on immigration enforcement, deportations, and arrest, and what appears to be concession to open borders advocates.
No.
Yeah. New guidelines published in a memo by the Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas on Thursday ordered the Department of Immigration and Customs Enforcement to limit arrests and deportations to those who pose a threat to security.
So only arrest those people who don't look like their families.
If you're on the border and you see some guy who is walking around speaking German,
probably arrest that guy.
Yeah, don't let him in.
Yeah, yeah. Or a person who's obviously Middle Eastern.
They're of the, because in certain conditions you could have you could be from the Middle East and, put garb on and do certain things and can easily look like
pass by
a South American.
Yeah, no, I got
or
you.
Central American. Absolutely, you could.
Yeah.
So,
but he'd have to clean up his beard.
Oh yeah, but
he can't.
No, you can't in Afghanistan. You can here. Remember, anywhere else, you as
long as it's a way to
Muslim,
fool the people.
Exactly.
Yep.
As long as you're using it to lie to gain, further the
cause. Yeah.
The cause. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quote, we don't have the resources to apprehend and seek the removal of every one of these non-citizens. Therefore, we need to exercise our discretion and determine who to prioritize for immigration enforcement action, end quote.
Time out.
Yep.
Okay. We don't have the resources to apprehend and seek the removal of every one of these.
That's what he said.
All right. Then why did you take away the resources for the wall?
Let's start with the resources. Why'd you take away the horses?
Yeah, well, let's
just start with the horses.
Why did you take away the horses? Why did you stop the wall building? Why are you making it impossible for our guys to work? Also, why are there less people on the border than there used to be? Why are they forced to catch and release, literally?
Yeah, you know what this is, and obviously only you're really going to understand this, and everybody else out there. Well,
maybe
Tech might understand. I don't know. But the last place that we were at,
yeah,
the border patrol guys, they're about as efficient as the security we had over there.
Securitas.
Just
say it. They're about as good. They're about as good as Securitas.
Your security. You are quote unquote securing and providing security for a multi-trillion-dollar site.
And you are the slackassest of the slack.
You have no weapons whatsoever. Majority of the people that were, I know, but so I'm saying you don't allow the weapons. Majority of the people working and in said security position were of retirement age and older.
Right. Like to the point to where they were literally retiring out and they couldn't replace them.
There was some. Well, yeah. So there was one guy I know who was pushing his 80s, 85, somewhere in there.
I love that guy though.
He is the goofiest looking little dude though. Like it took me a while.
So cool though.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Short little. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good guy. I had to get to know him.
There was also the one guy
He was 74. I'm sorry. He was 74. I just remember that.
There was the one guy who is about my height, but he's like hunched over. And he was in like 6. He was in 6. That was his job.
Yeah, white-haired guy.
Yeah, stationed at 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Glasses?
Okay, yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's 74.
I thought so, yeah.
74. Working...
He had the tremors.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
The only person on that, and I know this is a tangent. The only person that even remotely on that team of the older age that I was worried about was the Marine. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's the only one.
Because, he'd knock you.
He was, and he still would.
He had that age.
Him and I were stationed at the same base.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I didn't know that. Anyway, moving right along.
Tangents.
I know. They don't have the resources to seek and remove people that are non-citizens. Therefore, we need to exercise discretion and determine who to prioritize.
You're in control of the freaking resources.
You know how you fix that is instead of making the door wider for more people to flood through, you shrink it and you tunnel it so you can maximize the resources you do have.
Right.
Because just because you think, there's no record here, there's no issues here, blah, 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 blah. You know who else didn't have a record? The 19 hijackers from 9/11. Not one of them had a record. The only one that even remotely had an issue behind it was the guy who never made it on the plane. And that wasn't even a record so much as the fact that they kind of saw something suspicious going on.
Right.
Nobody else had a record there. That's how they got in.
Yeah, they don't have records.
So, and you're just going to leave the door wide the hell open and let them walk through.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, in exercising our discretion, we are guided by the fact that the majority of undocumented non-citizens who could be subject to removal have been contributing members of our community for years. They include individuals who work on the front lines of the battle against COVID, lead our congregations of faith, teach our children, do back-breaking farm work to help deliver food to our table, and contribute in many other meaningful ways, end quote. All right, and this may come off as racist, and I don't care if it does or not.
Sure.
For all intents and purposes, there's really only two groups of people coming across the border.
Right.
Okay, Central and South American people and Haitians. Now, there's others, but we're talking majority.
Yeah.
And the majority is definitely Central and South America.
Oh, yeah, and the people from Haiti aren't coming from Haiti. They're coming from Brazil.
Yeah. But I digress.
Because they had already moved to Brazil from Haiti.
Yeah. I digress. And again, this is going to sound so racist. How many Central American people do you know coming from Central America are walking into, I don't know, positions of being on the front lines of battle against COVID?
None.
How many of them were walking across the line going, I'm here to be a pastor? None. Walking into school jobs. And, the only thing they have listed on there that is accurate is backbreaking farm work. And the reason why they go that route is because they get paid under the table.
Cash.
And they're able to have a job and provide for stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. After a while, you can get set up. You can get fake documents and do whatever. I know I've seen it happen. But 95% of them coming through here, they're not walking across the border ready to do your taxes.
No.
Okay?
And even if they're educated, they still don't. They don't because they can't.
Yeah.
They can't. They literally cannot.
Because once it's found out that they know stuff, then they're going to have to start looking in their background. And when they realize that they're here illegally, by law, they're supposed to be removed.
So they do things under the table. Why? Because that's the only way they can keep themselves here.
The memo goes on to say the law enforcement officials should focus their efforts on illegal aliens who pose a threat to national security or public safety.
I'm sorry. We got to stop you just right there because the memo is completely un-PC. They are undocumented workers.
It gets better. It also says that immigrants who illegally cross the U.S.-Mexican border after November 1st, 2021 are prioritized for deportation.
So not the ones that are currently here.
Mm-mm.
So the ones that are currently here, the ones that we're just letting into the country.
Translation.
They're fine.
Until November 1st, the doors open.
Wide open.
Come on in.
Yep. We're just going to let you keep on coming in until November 1st.
You know what November 1st kind of starts?
What's that?
Election season.
Of next year.
Yeah, for the 2022 elections. It will happen a year later.
Mm-hmm. So
isn't that weird? It's kind of coincidental, isn't it?
They're literally announcing that, hey, come election season, we can't let this happen anymore. But until then, you have free reign.
And come on in, because the more we can get in through the door this way, the more possible voters we have.
So come on, knock on our door.
No.
We'll be waiting for you.
Oh, they're not waiting for shit.
Oh, no. Just come on in. Doors open, wide open.
It's just... So congratulations.
Yay!
The administration is single-handedly destroying... It's not what's bad as he's worse than Obama was. All the crap that Obama did, he's going even beyond that. We're starting to cross into a level I don't think the country's ever seen before. And I don't think we'll ever recover from.
He's not in control of it, though. That's all I'm saying.
Well...
I mean, he's not. He's not in control of this. There's no way that he could, actually come up with this sort of direction. Personally.
I knew Tech was going to catch that. He spent 2 days escorting trusted vendors because they could either get into the secure areas but not out, so I had to key them in and out.
Yeah.
Or only half of them could go in and out, but the others could not. It was a total waste of time.
Yep. Yep.
Oh.
But they're trusted vendors.
So trusted enough that
they don't allow them into certain areas.
They won't pay. Well, no, you can get in there. They just won't pay them to go through
full security.
Yeah. Now, well,
You're really trusted, but just we won't pay for your Siege's clearance. So
I guarantee you, if you paid for mine, I wouldn't go anywhere. You could have that in the contract.
You really could.
You can make that as part of the contract. Oh, by the way,
we're going to pay for Siege's.
We're going to pay.
Actually, they do if you're an employee.
I know that, but I'm saying if you and if you get out before a certain time, then you have to pay it all back. Like that's how you recoup that.
Right.
I don't know.
It's like you get to stay for 2 years or whatever.
Yeah. Which,
it's really not much.
If I was really hired on by that, I wouldn't be going anywhere.
Not for 2 years.
Not for 2 years. Hell no.
I could station that.
Absolutely could.
Heck yeah. No problem. Would be fine.
You are so excited about that one.
I really am.
It's good.
It's so good.
I guess you're going to read it then because you're...
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?
This is Defenders Live.
So new details in the massive $3.5 trillion spending package is being pushed by the Biden administration officials and Democrat lawmakers to show that that includes in the bill a large sum of money for climate-conscious initiatives, such as tree equity.
Tree equity?
Tree equity. And no, I don't mean three. I mean tree.
As in foliage?
Yes.
As in the flora?
Yes. Not the fauna.
Gotcha.
Uh-huh. And, quote, high-performance green buildings.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the final draft of the Build Back Better Act. The ba-ba.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
It's also what Biden says when he wakes up. Ba-ba.
Make the hell up.
Was released on Saturday by the Democrats in the House Budget Committee. And it's already facing heavy scrutiny from many Americans, mainly because they've been talking to us about this bill, but they haven't released any of the information until now.
Well, and they're not going to be able to do a lot of it. And I'm trying to find the exact number. I want to say the bill is like 2,300 pages long.
Oh, it's super huge.
Like I'd seen a video somewhere was what some politician was arguing against it, and he held and it was
in his hand.
His
stack.
I mean, it was like that. For
Yeah.
real.
If you can't read it within a day, there's no reason for you to go through any of it. Nope, can't read it.
Sorry.
Not
today.
We can't read it, so you can't pass it. The final draft of that bill, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, critics have pounced on several provisions of the bill, including one that earmarks $79 billion over the next decade for the IRS. That's what we talked about earlier.
Yep.
The other day. To ramp up its tax enforcement efforts. And also, awards $1 million towards race and gender bias training.
What? I'm sorry?
Well, $79 billion. Over the next decade for the IRS, so the agency can ramp up its tax enforcement efforts. And that awards millions towards race and gender bias training.
Huh. Yeah. So we're going to beef up the IRS to be able to squeeze and take more and more of your money.
Yes. We're also going to arm them.
Good.
With weapons.
I've been saying forever that
with
we
guns
should give the IRS
and
guns.
bullets.
Yeah. I've been saying that for years.
Right.
The IRS
needs
would be
guns.
more effective if it had guns.
Right. Because they have to take your money at gunpoint most of the time.
Yep.
According to the bill's text, $3 billion will be earmarked for the Department of Agriculture to provide grants, quote, for tree planting and related activities to increase the community tree canopy and associated societal and climate co-benefits, with a priority for projects that increase tree equity.
Tree equity.
Equity.
The whole idea of equity in today's day and age is already irritating enough.
Right.
Now we have to extend equity to trees.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So, we do the whole equality equity thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's some things for equity.
Okay.
The formal meaning.
Okay.
Fairness or justice in the way that people are treated.
Well, but this is for trees.
Yeah.
So how do you extend something in a justice way towards people when it's actually they're talking about trees?
This is how they do this. An alternative is justice according to natural law.
Okay.
Or rights.
So are they trying to imply then that if a tree falls in the woods and it lands on another tree and knocks that tree down, did that first tree commit murder?
Yes.
So do the other trees hold court?
No.
They don't?
No, because they don't have a body of peers.
That and they can't pick him back up again. Lift with your legs, damn you! Lift with your legs!
I only have roots here. They're laid down thick.
Tree equity. Well, thank God for that, because I can't tell you how many nights I've stayed up late. Sleepless nights. Worrying about tree equity, because the trees are not treated fairly.
They're the Lorax, and they speak for the trees. Sorry.
Just like that, he grabbed himself by the seat of his pants, and away he went. Those poor bastards are always constantly carving their initials into our bark. Enough is enough.
Bastards.
Shut up. Shut up.
You made pass-throughs in our redwoods.
Oh, don't you know how to go around? You have steering wheels. You inconsiderate bastard.
I mean,
it's just so retarded.
Anyway,
I mean, but can you be surprised? Again, I'm not 100% on the size of the bill, but I distinctly recall hearing 2,300 pages. I think in 2,300 pages, unless the font is gigantic, it better have stupidness in there like that. Like, I mean, yeah, it's expected. You have to. 2,300 pages if it's not covering everything,
right,
we have to give equity to butterflies. Call the monarch. It's this is retarded.
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane. What are you doing?
I wanted to find out and see how many pages were in this.
It just now all I hear is the monarch in my head. That's all I hear now.
I mean, you did it to yourself, so it's anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Girlfriend.
Awesome.
I love that show. You know, you're from the Venture Brothers?
Yes. The Venture Brothers.
I am the monarch.
I hate that guy.
He's so stupid. Now listen, Buttercup, I love you very much, but you gotta be learning how to control your anger. It was so funny. Anyway.
I'm sorry, I just can't.
Anger! Such a good show.
Oh, yeah. Under the bill's guidance, the agricultural secretary shall give priority to awarding grants to, quote, underserved populations or communities in which 30% or more of the population lives below the poverty line. The agricultural
secretary.
Yeah, the ag sec.
Because that's their job.
Agriculture.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now what are you looking up?
I'm still looking
trying to find the page count.
Yeah.
I tried to. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it anywhere.
It's crazy how it just doesn't have this many pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. What is tree equity?
Huh?
Right there.
What is tree equity? Yeah.
Let's find out together, shall we?
Let's find out. Yeah. In its coverage of the provisions, the New York Post cited American Forests, a conservative nonprofit organization.
Conservation.
A conservation.
Big difference.
Yeah, not conservative. A conservation nonprofit organization that explains tree equity in the notion that trees should, quote, be enough. There should be enough trees in specific neighborhoods or municipalities for everyone to experience the health, economic, and climate benefits that trees provide.
So they're literally going to regulate the amount of trees in an area.
Yes.
Holy shit. Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter. This is fantastic. Tree equity actually means white elms and white ash acknowledge their tree privilege and apologize to black oaks. That's fantastic.
Well done.
I love it.
Well done, sir. That is good stuff, sir.
That's great.
Amazing.
So that's all it is they're going to now regulate
the amount of
and
trees.
mandate that there has to be a certain number of trees within a certain square footage.
Can I ask you a question? Just a small question.
Sure.
This is a teeny tiny bit of question here.
Go ahead. Yes.
In areas like, I don't know, the projects.
Okay.
In different cities, they have the projects.
Yeah.
Right? How are they going to plant any damn trees there? It's all concrete.
Well, there are some. They have some.
Yeah, but they're talking about tree equity. That means in those low economic areas, those 30% or less, they have to plant more trees there.
Yeah, no.
How?
I want to.
There's no space.
No, I know.
They didn't make any space for trees.
Well, they will, though. They're going to make the space.
Yeah, by getting rid of half the people.
Well, they didn't say how they were going to do it. They just said they were going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to demolish all the old buildings and plant trees.
Because, well...
Back again. Right.
And again, you have to understand, these people that are coming up with this crap are the people who live in these metropolitan areas.
Yeah.
These high-density, high-populated areas. This stuff to us, and for us, makes no sense. How many trees do you have right out here to my left outside this door?
I've got
inside your fence.
Well, I don't have a fence.
And, they share the fence.
Yeah,
Everybody else has a fence.
Yeah, I just kind of glowed off there,
Yeah, exactly.
On there, yeah.
There's what? In a 500-foot square.
There's about 7 trees that are mine.
Just in the backyard.
Yeah, and they're all the old.
Yeah, but
super old trees.
Yeah, but still. There's and yours is being a white guy in a predominantly black neighborhood,
Yeah.
you are also the only one with trees, right? Because of
No,
racism.
actually, I've got the smallest lot. So in this area, I literally have the least amount of trees.
Really?
Yeah.
So other places actually, so you're saying there's plenty of trees in this area?
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
that's the thing that's blowing my mind here. Is how is it that they're going to sit here and mandate and regulate the amount of trees? This is the world we've come to, guys. This is the country we've elected. Are you happy now?
Does it make you feel better now?
How do you feel now? Does that make you feel good?
Tree equity.
That's where we're at. We've come to tree equity.
Yeah. In the face of that stuff, though, there's also this.
That's true. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon revealed Tuesday the multinational investment bank is preparing for the potentially catastrophic event that the United States defaults on its debt. The eyebrow-raising comments were made as Democrats seek to pass a $3.5 trillion spending bill, which they claim cost $0.
$0.
Quote unquote.
That's stupid.
Unfortunately, the Congressional Budget Office has yet scored the bill, but some analysis indicate the bill, if it becomes law, could be more than $4 trillion to the national debt.
Whoa.
So they're trying to pass a 3.5 spending bill, trillion-dollar spending bill.
Yes.
But in the end will actually cost an extra $5 trillion. And guess how much of that, ladies and gentlemen, goes to you? Because let's be honest,
$0.
Due to all the mandates and everything, there's a lot of people still struggling with this. They've milked this COVID thing to the nth degree. People are still in tight spots. Let's be completely honest. The holidays are right around, the cold weather's right around the corner. It's getting ready to kind of blossom its head about again, and it's going to become a bigger issue than what it's ever been.
Yes, very, very big.
It's going to be reminiscent of last year.
Genghis Khan.
And to a point, and I would recommend people do this. As a slight pause, speaking of the insanity of last year, did you know that Costco was already limiting people on the amount of toilet paper that they can buy?
No, I didn't know that off the top.
Yeah. I saw this article like last week or the week before. Jesus H. Christ. 2,466 pages. Yeah. That's how big the bill is. I was close, 2,300.
Yeah.
2,466 is how many. Anyway.
Sorry.
In flipping through articles last week or the week before, there was this little thing buried a little way down in there. Costco currently is already starting to regulate how much toilet paper a person can buy at a time in anticipation for a possible shortage coming into next year. Now, how come nobody's talking about this? If you've already got my humble opinion, if you've got a major box store like Costco, who is already starting to kind of put a dub on it and kind of say, oh, slow down, Tiger. And they're putting the restrictions on it now in advance of what something's coming.
Yeah.
There's a possibility. Just the fact that they're freaking out means that there's a possibility something's coming. I've already told the girlfriend from this moment on, every single time we go to the store, I don't give a damn what we're going for. You better come back with toilet paper.
Right.
Because I'm not going to end up in this weird situation again like we did last year. Now, granted, we were kind of okay with it, but it's that whole, they had to jump from like 12 different stores and blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that.
To find it, yeah.
And I would highly recommend, it's not going to hurt. You don't have to buy millions of dollars worth of it, but I would highly recommend you might want to stock up a teensy-weensy bit because nobody else has talked about this. Nobody else has mentioned this. I haven't heard this anywhere, that there are already stores starting to get prepped for possible shortages. Keep that in the back of your noggin. Just saying.
Toilet papers.
Dimon told Reuters that JP Morgan Chase is preparing for how to conduct business if the U.S. defaults on its credit as a possibility that would cripple the U.S. economy. This is like the third time we've had to do this. It is a potentially catastrophic event, he said. You know why this is the third time we've had to do this? And actually, it's been more than that. Do you know why? Because we can't pass an actual budget.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
We haven't passed a budget in
20 years now?
At least.
It's at least 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Not that they ever stuck to it any damn way, but
No.
We're
but,
not,
an actual budget.
We're not. There's no budget ever planned, and they damn sure aren't sticking to it, even if they did.
Mm-mm.
And they're going, oh well, it might default on their payment. You know what they're tying that into is the shutting down of the government.
Yeah,
the government shutdown. They're trying to tie that in, like as if one has to do with the other.
Well, one does have to do with the other. We don't have a budget, which means
no. I mean the shutting down of the government.
Oh,
would cause the U.S. to default, and that's not true.
No, that wouldn't. No,
that's not true.
No. That doesn't happen at all. See, when the U.S. government decides to shut down, here's what happens. Anybody that's considered non-essential gets a vacation until the budget gets passed.
Yep, and everybody else. Everybody else gets paid. Everything else happens. Everybody still gets their checks. Unless you're Barack Obama, nothing closes. He decided to close national parks like a dope. Yeah.
Literally forced the national parks to close and tried to force like veterans out of the memorial and like, all right, guy.
Yep.
All right. We get it. You're kind of being a bitch. I get it.
Just a tad.
A little bit.
Just a tad.
Step off. Anyway, so if you're not Barack Obama, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing changes. Everybody still gets paid on time. Everybody that gets Social Security still gets done. All the stuff, nothing changes.
The only thing a government shutdown does is it removes, like you said, the non-essential stuff. That means you remove the excess. The fat is cut at that point.
Which means that you could pass a budget after that point and just have those people permanently laid off.
Oh, wouldn't that be fantastic? But that makes too much sense, doesn't it? Too much sense. B from the SAV, the biggest scam in the U.S. government, tricking the gullible citizens to trust them for everything. Yeah. House of Cards.
That's right.
Tech Roo over on Twitter. Also, I'm only just stopped carrying a pistol while shopping. The toilet paper muggings are going to return. I think I'll carry the 45 this time. See, you're nice for saying that you quit carrying. I've never stopped carrying. I'm always there's always something somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't tell you what and I don't tell you where, but I promise you,
it's
Dylan something. Doesn't go into any store anywhere without some means of defense. And I'm going to leave it there.
It's something and it's somewhere.
Oblivion flickering. Finally, a president tackles the country's most vital problem. Trequity.
Very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Tree equity.
Dang it, Chris, over on Twitter. I can hear at Doc Thompson Show now. Having solved all the world's problems, Democrats now seek to promote tree equity. This is a red letter day. The world is suddenly perfect. Angels are singing, etc. Blah, da da blah, da da blah, blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
And finally.
Yes.
And now for something completely different.
A recent report from doctors in Japan state that researchers have found a bizarre new condition reportedly associated with the COVID-19s.
You mean on top of the, losing all taste and smell?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, beyond that.
Beyond that. So there's something new, but in that vein.
Yeah, this is Beyond Meat.
Something that's coming down the line.
The Impossible Burger.
Coming down the pipeline.
Right. It's gonna shoot out.
Okay.
In essence.
Is it?
It's gonna be problematic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So just a hair. See, the report, which was authored by doctors Itaro Nakamura and Takao Itoi.
Nice. Hashtag nailed it.
I had to take a second.
I know.
It's the OE always gets
me.
The
OE gets, yeah, me too.
They're from the Tokyo University Hospital. They published published this in the Infectious Disease Journal, BMC. States that their patients may be the first documented cases of restless anal syndrome associated with COVID-19.
You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't. Doc, I can't taste anything. I can't smell anything. And I swear to God, every time I fart, I have to carry a bag of clean shorts.
Colostomy bag my ass. No, that's a request.
I am single-handedly putting the CEO of Depends kids through college.
Oh, God. Scientists have reported the case of COVID-19 positive patients who reportedly developed, quote, restless anal syndrome.
So hold on. Okay.
After suffering from the respiratory illness.
Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. One, COVID-19 is a respiratory virus. What in the hell does that have to do with your anus? Number one. Number two. I haven't personally experienced it, but I've seen people who say they have the restless leg syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay, restless leg. Where basically no matter what you do, it just your leg can't get comfortable.
It feels like little muscle spasms all over. Oh, it's so bad.
If you're laying there, your leg can't get comfortable. You got to move it and adjust.
My wife has that. It's a little bit.
I've heard it's a pain in the butt.
It is.
Okay.
Well, pain in the leg.
Gotcha. So, well, it depends. You could hit the sciatic and run up the butt. Anyway,
that's true.
But my question then goes into, if that's what restless leg syndrome is, what is restless anal syndrome?
Well,
does that mean that you're in the middle of...
It's the placement, okay? So it's the placement, right?
Okay.
All right. So leg is leg, right?
I'm afraid I think I may regret this answer.
Yeah, anal is...
I know.
Is the inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So does that mean you're, top of the morning, you're sitting...
It's the shoot, buddy.
It's you're handling business.
It's the poop shoot.
That's what I'm saying. So the question is are you sitting there? Everything is rolling through like it's supposed to. Good morning. It's a great morning to
It's a beautiful morning.
Exactly. This birds are singing. You're smiling great. You got a cup of coffee. You're doing well. And in mid situation, because of the stress or because of the restlessness of it, it just kind of clinches.
So
and then all of a sudden, it prematurely pinches it off. What are we talking about?
Well,
here?
They described it a little bit. So during his affliction, the unnamed patient reportedly experienced this. He experienced an urge to move.
To move?
Yes, to move. For a movement.
Oh.
He experienced the urge of a movement.
Okay.
Which in turn worsened with rest and improved with exercise.
Because I know when I've got to go, the first thing I think of is I need to run around the building.
Yeah, but the more he just sat around, the more the thing had to...
I got that, but
worsened overall in the areas of the man's anal region during the evening hours.
Okay.
A colonoscopy of the patients reportedly revealed internal hemorrhoids.
Oh, no.
The report noted that there was no bladder or rectal disturbances nor erectile dysfunction observed in the patients.
Oh, well, thank God for that.
Of the restless anal syndrome.
So just so we're clear, moral of the story is you never trust a fart. If you've got COVID,
don't
never trust a fart. That's my takeaway.
Beef in the SAV, it's very simple. Open, closed.
But me flickering over on Twitter. Restless bowel syndrome. Wouldn't that be the same thing as chronic diarrhea?
No. Not restless bowel. Restless anal.
Yeah.
Syndrome. There's a very big difference. Apparently.
So basically what they're saying is you get this. There's basically a troll inside the anal cavity now.
It's apparently...
Answer my question 3.
So apparently it's like a variant of RLS. It's like restless leg, but just like you said, if it hit that one nerve, it'd go all the way up through the... Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it hit a different nerve. Yeah, and it's apparently a major problem hitting that nerve now.
I think I was 77.
Yeah.
They
treated him with 1.5 milligrams of Klonopin.
I'm sure they did.
For a 10-month treatment.
Son of a motherless bus bucket. And that's what he had to carry around was a bucket.
Just not for pus.
What? Hold on. 1.5 milligrams of Chloroquine? Holy God.
Yeah, Klonopin, yeah.
Oh, Klonopin.
Klonopin, yeah, no.
Why is that Chloroquine?
Clonazepam.
Yeah, that's...
that stuff.
Wow.
Also, that's used to treat anxiety and panic disorders as well as seizures.
Well, not for nothing. If your butt's doing that, you'd be panicking too.
I know.
It's like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Fantastic.
Amazing.
Oh, my God. As if you didn't have enough to worry about with COVID.
Right. Well, they're saying that it's possibly a nerve disorder that could have happened from major...
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Again, like you have nothing else to worry about.
Exactly.
Great.
Yay.
You know what you can't worry about is coffee.
Coffee?
The best coffee around is American Pride Roasters coffee. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com for historically great coffee, guaranteed to make you swallow every single time you put it into your mouth.
Also pretty good for the RAS.
It is. I'm sure that it would be very helpful. Look, if you're stuck on a toilet and you've got, restless anal syndrome, get a cup of American Pride Roasters coffee today. Might help relax things a little bit.
Maybe so.
Get it over there at AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That is AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
You can also check out Mojo50.com. Go to their website. You can find all the hosts on the Mojo50 Radio Network, which we are a part of.
We are.
You can also find them on iHeartRadio at the Mojo50 Radio banner. And if you click that, that'll give you 24/7 free speech talk.
Yep. Go to our website, DOAEshow.com. Check out everything, the archives and the shop, all that cool jazz over there. Follow us on all social medias. Like, share, subscribe. Give it to one of your friends who you can't stand because God knows we love bringing people together.
That's right.
Tomorrow's Friday. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.